I'm afraid. I want to move. I really want to move.
After a deadly July, some people in Portland are worried that August may be catching up what neighbors are calling for. Plus, a family saves a dog recovering from a fall off an overpass. But this is not their first experience with this kind of trauma. And a live look in Northeast Portland tonight, where police have already declared a demonstration an unlawful assembly within the past hour. Police have told some people to stop throwing rocks and glass at officers, and we'll tell you what our crew saw just moments after the crowds arrived.
This is KATU News at 11 on your side.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Catherine Kissel. Portland police are investigating 3 different shootings that left 1 man dead and 3 others injured this weekend. Police say July was the deadliest month in the city in 30 years. So how is August stacking up? K2's Allison Mechanic has been looking into those numbers today. And Allison, what did you find?
Well, Catherine, the most recent shooting happened right here in the Glen Fair area. We were told by police that a man was shot right over in this area, and he now has serious injuries, and he's still in the hospital. We wanted to find out exactly how many shootings there's been so far in August, but police were not able to give that to us. So instead, we went on their website and we went through every single one so that we could find out how many shootings there's been so far this month. 3 times this weekend, neighborhoods in Portland turned into crime scenes. 4 people were shot in 3 different shootings. 3 people were injured, 1 person. The man shot in the Glen Fair neighborhood has life-threatening injuries. Police shut down a portion of Southeast 157th Avenue after he was rushed to the hospital. So far, no arrests have been made.
Heard like 5 shots. They were very inconsistent with their spacing. It was like boom, 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 boom.
Neighbors say gunshots have become more common this summer. This woman didn't want to show her face on camera, but says the frequent shootings in the city make her feel unsafe in her own home.
It's very scary. With a almost 4-month-old, it's very scary. I'm afraid. I don't even want to live in this area. I want to move.
July was the most violent month in Portland in 30 years. According to police, from July 1st to July 26th, police responded to 63 shootings. Police were unable to provide August numbers to K2. After going through their records online, we found that police responded to 24 shootings from August 1st to August 23rd. While August's numbers are significantly less than July, neighbors are still uneasy.
They need to bring back the gun force and the gang force, because this is too much for me.
The Portland Police Gun Violence Reduction Team was disbanded in July. During K2's town hall, Portland Mayor Ted Wheeler says it's too soon to tell if the increase in shootings in July is tied to losing the unit.
One, it's a national trend. We're seeing gun violence skyrocket across the country, particularly in larger cities. And the trend was well underway before the council made the decision.
Now, we do want to stress that these numbers here have not been validated by police. We are hoping to get those numbers sometime this week. We also did reach out to the mayor's office today to see if they still feel that way about August numbers when it comes to shootings, but we did not hear back from them. Live in Southeast Portland, Allison Mechanic, K2 News.
Allison, thank you. We have new information on a standoff in rhododendron that caused a major backup on Highway 26 today. The man who barricaded himself inside a cabin on Road 27 is now in police custody. The Clackamas County Sheriff's Office says around 9:45 this morning, a deputy was responding to a burglary call at a cabin. When they got there, the deputy found a man holding a spear. The Sheriff's Office says that he was threatening the deputy and then he barricaded himself in the cabin. SWAT and crisis negotiators were called in to help. 38-year-old Nathan Surface of Wyoming was eventually taken into custody. He is now being treated at a hospital for his injuries. We want to go back out to a demonstration in Northeast Portland tonight where police are already asking some people to stop throwing rocks and glass. They also say that some people are pointing lasers at them. Police already warned that they will use tear gas if those committing the acts do not stop. It didn't take long for things to get out of hand. Our crew at the scene says moments after they got there, this double dumpster fire was started. Meanwhile, some protesters say they're relieved after their charges were dropped under the new DA. Berkeley Franklin was arrested in downtown Portland in early June. She tells us they were walking away from police with their hands raised when they were taken into custody. The demonstrator was waiting for an arraignment when they learned the DA would not prosecute the case.
They put me in solitary confinement for 5 hours without telling me why, took away my inhaler, and charged us with interfering with a peace officer.
Multnomah County DA Mike Schmidt said that he will not prosecute in cases of interfering with a police officer, disorderly conduct, criminal trespass, and in some cases, riot. His office stated they will only move forward with charges where there is a deliberate property damage, theft, or threat of force against another person. Wildfires continue to destroy homes across California tonight. Two of the largest fires in the state's history have burned more than 1 million acres. Lightning strikes have ignited hundreds of fires, and now lightning danger is increasing. Here's ABC's Kaylee Hartung.
California tonight still battling two of the largest fires ever recorded in the state, littering dry landscapes with burnout homes and cars. And new lightning storms are forecast to make a dire situation even worse.
You're going to see some abundant lightning, gusty outflow winds up to 50 or 60 miles per hour if we get that direct hit.
Many homeowners dangerously taking matters into their own hands.
I'm going down with the ship. I'm staying.
I have sprinklers on the roof of both my house and my barn.
We saved a lodge and about 20 cabins below. One house just burnt down.
But officials warning residents not to be heroes.
So this is the mission today. As they're trying to get containment lines, they're fighting fire with fire.
With resources stretched thin, crews doing all they can.
How do you keep going?
A lot of adrenaline and a lot of passion, a lot of love for the job, knowing that if you sit down and you rest, someone might not have a house.
More than 14,000 of those firefighters are tackling the hundreds of fires now burning throughout California. Some of the state's heralded redwoods falling victim. Over 1 million acres have been scorched, an area larger than the state of Rhode Island.
This is the mission. They are fighting fire with fire. Crews like this one, they are trying to get containment lines. These conditions are quickly worsening. Visibility is low, the winds are picking up, and there is still a threat of more lightning strikes. Kaylee Hartung, ABC News, Belton, California.
And it was a close call for Seaside firefighters. Right now they're in Santa Rosa helping with the fires. Saturday morning, officials say that a tree fell on one of the crew's trucks. No one was hurt, but the truck was damaged. Despite the scare, the crew is still working with the rest of Clatsop County's task force to help put out the LNU complex fire. Let's turn it over to K2's Joe English, who's checking on the forecast. And will they get any relief, Joe, down in California?
Man, it was especially hot down to the south. Now, we warmed up a few degrees today around the northwest. Still dry. That's a big part of the problem. And wind isn't terribly strong, but even 10, 15, 20 mile an hour wind gusts, which we could have through tomorrow. That can blow some flames around. But look how much smoke is out there, especially heavy smoke down into southeast Oregon and central Oregon as well. And it's going to stick around a while. And the fire weather, dry, low humidity, and those breezy conditions, it's going to stay through much of this week. So there's a fire weather watch through Tuesday for central Oregon into northeast Oregon, down to the south, south central Oregon, a red flag warning where the fire weather is even more dangerous. And an air quality alert for unhealthy conditions stays in effect until 11 o'clock tomorrow morning for Jefferson County and Deschutes County. So here's your air quality forecast. You can see where the unhealthy air is in central Oregon, and then it moves down to the south and southeast Oregon later on Monday. But we're getting pretty good conditions over northwest Oregon and southwest Washington. You see some haze in the air, but otherwise with the northwest wind 10, 15 miles an hour, that keeps conditions much healthier for the metro area, and temperatures with mostly sunny skies right about average for us for your Monday. 80 degrees in Portland. We'll let you know what to expect for the rest of the week coming up in your complete forecast.
All right, Joe, we'll see you then. Coronavirus cases in Oregon are nearing 25,000. And today, the Oregon Health Authority reported 231 new cases and no new deaths. According to Johns Hopkins University, right now, Oregon and Washington remain steady in its number of cases. 9 other states report cases trending up compared to last week. President Trump is making a major announcement tonight about a possible treatment for the virus, but some scientists have their doubts. National correspondent Atra El-Nashar takes a closer look at these developments.
President Trump says it's a big day he's been looking forward to.
This is what I've been looking to do for a long time. This is a great thing.
The FDA announcing an emergency use authorization for convalescent plasma, or blood from people who have recovered from COVID-19, to treat current COVID-19 patients.
100 people who are sick with COVID-19, 35 would have been saved because of the administration of plasma.
Though this hasn't gotten an official approval from the FDA, the president is embracing it as 70,000 patients have been treated with this plasma.
Today's action will dramatically expand access to this treatment.
But just days before, the president accusing some members of the FDA as being part of what he calls the deep state, echoing those sentiments Sunday night.
There are people in the FDA and actually in your larger department that can see things being held up and wouldn't mind so much. It's my opinion, a very strong opinion, and that's for political reasons.
Some, though, have their doubts because there have not been clinical trials in convalescent plasma to treat COVID-19, and others are skeptical the president is just trying to push positive news on the eve of the Republican National Convention. In Washington, I'm Atra El-Nashar reporting.
According to the most recent polls by CNN, ABC, CBS, and more, Joe Biden is leading in the race for the White House. Now, Republicans are gearing up for a 4-day Republican National Convention, which begins tomorrow. Earlier, we spoke with political analyst Jim Moore, who says the campaign is trying to get enough momentum to get the president back on top.
In 1988, George Herbert Walker Bush was way behind Mike Dukakis at this time, and then he came and won the election easily. So the Trump campaign is looking to basically do what Bush did in 1988 to clearly define Joe Biden as unfit for office. That's really going to be the center of their campaign right now.
Something we haven't seen before at a convention, the president will make an appearance all 4 nights before his official nomination on Thursday. And just a reminder, next week our regular programming will change as ABC will air the Republican National Convention. Monday through Thursday, the convention will air on KATU starting at 7 p.m. and then ABC will air its primetime lineup from 8:02 until 10:02, and then we'll bring you Jeopardy at 10:02 and Wheel of Fortune at 10:31. KATU News at 11 will air after that. You can check your recording devices for the new schedule coming up this week.